Hello and welcome guys to Simplified Tech. Thank you for watching part 1 of this tutorial. In this part, we are going to run the Docker container. So, the task performed in the previous part was to create index.html file and a Docker file. The Docker file will be used to create the Docker image that we will be using to run the container. So, in order to build this Docker image, first thing that I am assuming you have installed Docker in your machine. So if it is installed and you need to check if it is running, then you can use -ef command. You can pipe and grep Docker. So the Docker daemon has been running in my machine. Now, in order to build a Docker file, I would use the command docker build followed by dot. It would then fetch the Docker file from the current directory and create one image. So this image has been built with this ID. Now, as we know, Apache Webserver runs on port 80. So I would then run the container using docker run command. But before that, I want to make you understand the networking of this virtual machine. So for that, first I will identify IP address of this virtual machine. So I will use if config grep broadcast. So IP address of my virtual machine is 192.168.0.105. The configuration that I currently have in my virtual machine, I will show it through you so that you have a better understanding. So basically, in my network, the adapter that is attached to my virtual machine is bridge adapter. So that's why I'm just grabbing the IP address of my virtual machine. Now I will run docker run command. Also, I will ensure that the port mapping is done properly. So as we know, Apache runs on port 80, so I will map my local machine port with the virtual machine port in which the Docker container is running. Now I will pass the image ID over here and click enter. Now you will see a series of steps have been executed and you can see the command line httpd-d foreground has been executed. That means our Apache server is now up and running. Now I will go back to my web browser to see like if I can access my web page. So I will type 192.168.0.105 followed by my port. So as you can see, I'm able to view my web page, that is docker.txt and the contents within it. I will refresh and you will see that the get request is again going. So now our HTTP site is accessible. Hope you loved it. Thank you and happy learning.